Also new here at 11, a police chase and crash turns fatal in Milwaukee. This happened early this morning. Milwaukee police say they were trying to stop a stolen vehicle when it fled. During that chase, that car crashed into another vehicle. A 17-year-old boy who was in the stolen car died in the crash, and 7 other teenagers in the vehicle were also injured. The 2 people in the second car were hurt and taken to the hospital. Charges for the people in the stolen vehicle are pending review by the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. 2 Milwaukee police officers are recovering from their injuries after they attempted to arrest an armed robbery suspect last night. The officers responded to reports of an armed robbery on Milwaukee's north side around 5 p.m. The 20-year-old suspect fired at officers after resisting arrest. The suspect was taken to the hospital as a precaution and eventually was taken into custody. Right now, we do not know the condition of the 2 officers who were hurt.